Hello guys and welcome back to our channel Barca Admirers for your daily dosage of all the latest news updates and transfers roundup regarding FC Barcelona. In this episode, we have a look at the dire situation of the club as Xavi is faced with some really intimidating obstacles. The new coach has to change a whole lot of things over here, and it's abundantly clear now, while several players in the first team have fallen like flies with injuries ravaging the squad. On the other hand, a youngster from Barca has caught the eyes of the coach with huge potential along with many more such updates. So make sure to watch this video till the very end without skipping over any part. We start off today's episode with a report published by Spanish news publication Sport that states that Xavi landed in Barcelona with his family and his technical staff to begin his era as a Barcelona coach. The man from Terrassa has already gotten to work and watched Barca B's victory yesterday at the Johan Cruyff Stadium, while on the other hand, the first team that he is supposed to coach blew a 3-0 lead against Celta Vigo to mark a disappointing result in La Liga. Upon landing at Barcelona, Xavi made his first official press interview with Barca. He said that sometimes as a coach, he has to make decisions that the player does not like, but he is clear and honest. He has very good feelings and he is very excited to be here and come back to this place, to his home. He is excited to meet the new players and talk to them. He said that it was a dream and now it has become a reality. It's a big challenge, but he and his staff are ready. He ended the press conference by saying that we are Barca and we are the best team in the world, and that's why we always have to win. The man also sent a message to all the fans via his Instagram account. He said that he is coming back home and is returning to the place that saw him grow up, the club of his life. He has absolutely no words to describe the emotion that he feels to defend again this shield that is stamped in his heart, to feel again the Camp Nou vibrating and to hear again the cheers of encouragement from these great fans. He says that he knows that he is arriving at a difficult moment, but he is facing this challenge with the greatest of enthusiasm. In his message, Xavi promised that he will work hard and he will fight with all of us to reach together the place that we deserve. He thanked Barcelona for trusting him as well as to all the fans who believed that he should take on this important role. The story continues. The club officially confirmed yesterday that Xavi's presentation will be on Monday at 1 p.m. Spanish time at the Camp Nou. Top-tier journalist Tony Joan Martí reports that both Xavi and Barca have taken a smart decision. Just like when Koeman arrived, the new coach will keep De La Fuente as a goalkeeper coach. The club and the manager are aware of the good work of De La and of his great relationship with Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Xavi will start training on Monday itself with 11 players out with injuries, no international players, no pre-season, with the danger of not making it through the Champions League group stage with Barca 9th in La Liga, with a lower salary than he received at Al Sadd, no signings and with the club in financial ruin. It's going to be one hell of a difficult ride for him. And yesterday's draw with Celta Vigo has only made matters worse. Interim manager Sergi Barjuan said in a post-match press conference that the substitutions due to injuries have made us change many things, but it's no excuse. The second half was not what they wanted. They could not get out of their pressure. When this team does not have so many injuries, it will be able to aspire great things. Memphis, who scored a goal in the first half, also sounded very beat down. He said that this is very hard to explain and to digest. They're all very frustrated. His Dutch teammate Frenkie de Jong also sounded very disappointed. He said in the second half they forgot how to play, they lacked the personality and this is a very strong hit in their faces. However, he also complained that they added 5 minutes, which was more than enough. However, when Barca lose, they always add 2 or 3 minutes. Now when you fail to win a match after leading 3-0 at halftime, the goalkeeper is bound to receive some of that stick. Spanish news publication Mundo Deportivo reported yesterday that Marc-Andre ter Stegen is no longer that reliable or untouchable. Against Celta Vigo, there was the feeling that the German goalkeeper should have been able to do better on at least one of the 3 conceded goals. Surprisingly, Celta managed to keep just 4 shots on target, 3 of which led to direct goals. Ter Stegen is definitely not in good form. The things only go from bad to worse as Movistar Football reports that Eric Garcia had discomfort and that was why he did not feature in the second half. Ronald Araujo replaced him for the rest of the 45 minutes. The official announcement by Barcelona stated that Eric Garcia has discomfort in the sole of his right foot. More tests are needed to determine the exact extent of this injury. Besides Eric's injury, what broke everyone's hearts was the sight of Ansu Fati leaving the Balaidos on crutches. Later on, top-tier journalist Xavi Miguel reported that the initial feelings about Ansu Fati's injury are very negative and he could be out for a minimum of 1 month. The official statement issued by Barcelona regarding Fati said that Ansu Fati has picked up a left thigh hamstring injury. The first sensations with Ansu's injury are very bad and at the very best case, he will be out for a month at least. It could be worse. Later on, news outlet Catalunya Radio reported that Ansu will be out for at least 4 to 6 weeks. Eric Garcia and Nico would arrive for the derby against Espanyol. Journalist Xavi Miguel reported that Ansu would return against Bayern Munich on the 8th of December at the earliest. Providing some relief to the fans, journalist Adria Alves reports that Nico Gonzalez requested a substitution due to fatigue and not because he was injured. According to his surroundings, he has been tired for days. He will join the Spain under-21 side without any problems. However, later on it was confirmed by the club itself that Nico indeed has a left groin strain and therefore won't be joining up with the Spanish under-21s. After the game, journalist Xavi Miguel said in a rather exasperated tone that we have to say that the medical staff of Barcelona is also responsible for this draw. As a result of the poor performances that have led to so many injuries, journalist Xavi Miguel and Tony Joan Marto report that Barca will inform their physios Brau and Linde on Tuesday that they are no longer part of the medical services of the first team. Noguera and Muniel will replace them. The current physical trainer Roca will also leave. Torres is all set to take his place. Very interestingly, another top-tier journalist Alfredo Martinez reported that Sergi Barjuan did not sub in Coutinho for Ansu Fati because of his poor attitude when he was called upon. Spanish news publication Esports 3 also confirmed this report. The journalists that were present at the match confirmed that Coutinho refused to be subbed on. Now looking at the game, under current circumstances, I would not really be unhappy with a draw at the Balaidos in a season where we are supposed to be struggling, but I cannot just ignore the negatives over here, and that's excluding the fact that we bottled the game after leading 3-0 at halftime. I mean, I get it that our medical team is absolute shite. Hell, I'm even low-key convinced that these doctors are actually rival fans who are deliberately sabotaging our squad with their poor treatment and repetitive injuries. But all this does is bring out how poorly our players are trained physically. If we think about it, it's quite natural. If you exert yourself to the nth degree, you will perform well in the games, but without adequate physical conditioning to back it up, returning home with a truckload of players suffering from recurring injuries will be the ultimate result, something that we are facing right now. Honestly, I'm just glad that with the arrival of a new manager, we're at least getting a new team doctor and a physiotherapist, because at this point, with so many frustrating injuries, I heavily doubt if we even have qualified medical personnel right now at the club. We lost the plot of the game at halftime itself when Fati limped off the pitch. Our morale went from 100 to 0 real fast. Xavi needs to change this lazy work culture prevailing at a club as soon as possible, because it's not just about sporting failures anymore, it's about failure of the club's system itself. According to Spanish news outlet Sport, these are the 10 most urgent issues that Xavi Hernandez must solve at Barca. He must raise the team's self-esteem, stop the injuries, get the players flying, find solutions for an unbalanced squad, be daring with La Masia, manage the sacred cows and manage them well, bring his ideas to the big stage to be a companion but not a friend, solve the Coutinho problem and bring pride and hope back to Barcelona. Moving on to the next one, we might finally have some good news as Spanish news outlet Sport reports that Ilyasha Comas was the great protagonist of Barca B's victory yesterday. The winger scored 2 goals and showed plays of great merit on the right wing. Xavi Hernandez witnessed it himself, and faced with the plague of injuries of the first team, Ilyasha presents his candidacy strongly. That's all the news we could collect for you today in the news roundup. Moving on to the transfer section, first up today we have a report by news outlet La Repubblica. It states that Barca have the Croatian midfielder 28-year-old Marcelo Brozovic over the objectives for the next summer. His contract expires in 2022, meaning he would join on a free. Moving on to the next transfer update, top-tier journalist Javi Miguel reports that Barcelona will look to sign a fast, deep and solvent winger, especially after noting the injury problems of Fati and Dembele in the winter transfer market, which is Xavi's priority signing. Reporting on potential wingers, journalist Fabrizio Romano reports that Dani Olmo is a player that Barcelona love. They tried to sign him on deadline day on loan with a buy obligation, but RB Leipzig rejected. Olmo has always been on Barca's list and is still on Barca's list even with Xavi's arrival.
That's all the news we could collect for you today. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, select all and enable all the YouTube app notifications. We have always been overly impressed by your response to our videos, so in this episode, we have decided to set a target of 550 likes. Please Qlers, help us reach our target on this episode as well. Now that's all we have for today's episode. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video. Until then, stay safe. Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalunya.